and we are making some homemade peanut brittle. This is my second time at a go. Chris told me just to speak up. So you can get some nuts at We Go Nuts, where actually it's on Amazon, and I have a link in the description post. These are my favorite raw peanuts. It's really hard to find them at the grocery store. They're typically not shelled for you, but this is a great bag of delicious raw peanuts, and they're good and fresh. Boy, they're good. All right, and I think they may be, I was looking to see where they're from. I don't know where they're picked. It doesn't say. It just says in the USA. All right. So we're going to start again and see if we can't get this ball rolling. So we've got a stick of butter, which is a half cup. You're going to start with a stick of butter, a half cup of butter, and you're going to melt it. Now, once it's melted, you're going to line a sheet cake pan. This is a 13 by 9. Pour a little bit of that butter down in the bottom of it that you've melted already. Don't melt more, just use what you got in the skillet. Pour it in here, spread it out good, and that's going to be what we pour our candy up in. So at this point, we're going to start adding our ingredients. Y'all just bear with me. It's a cup of sugar and half cup of corn syrup, and this is the light corn syrup. It's pretty much what's left in my bottle. Okay. So we're going to get this in there. This is easy to make, y'all. Easy, easy, breezy. Okay, let me just move this out of my way and get y'all up a little closer so y'all can see better. We're going to mix it up. Now you're going to be using a little bit of vanilla flavoring and some baking soda, but you're going to do that once your candy cooks. So we're just going to mix this up really good, and then we're going to add our peanuts. You want your peanuts to cook at the same time that your candy does. It actually parches them or roasts them, whatever you call it. We grew up saying parched. But everybody has different vocabulary across the United States. So whatever you called it, we say parched, you say roasted, however you do it. Some people just probably say, I don't know what they say. But anyway. The great thing about having all this butter in there, most people don't put as much butter in their peanut brittle as I do. But the good thing about having the butter in there is it don't stick to your pan and burn, and it don't, the sugar don't like cling to the sides because there's so much butter in there. It keeps it from doing that. Now we're going to turn this up just a hair, not much, but just a little bit. And then I'm going to add my peanuts. And we're going to add a cup of peanuts. Whole cup. It says a heaping cup. So we'll throw a few extras in there. And now it's going to cook. You're going to bring it to a slow simmer boil first, and then we'll turn it down. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things about peanut brittle right quick while we're waiting on that to come to a boil. All right? I got y'all on the wrong side of the stove because I'm right-handed and my arm's in the way. I should have put y'all on the left side. Maybe I'll move y'all. I'll just move my skillet and move y'all. How's that? We'll just move y'all right quick while we're waiting on this to come to a short boil. One thing I was going to tell you is that if you want to make my microwave peanut brittle, always remember that everybody's microwave has a different wattage. Once that peanut brittle starts to turn golden in color, it's probably ready to pour up. Don't continue to cook it and let it burn, okay? Because it's going to get really, really hot and it will burn and get too brown if you're not careful. The good thing about cooking it, let me move this. The good thing about cooking it on the stove top is that you can watch it, you know, and it doesn't take that much longer on the stove top than it does in the microwave. Not really. I guess y'all can see that good. I have no idea what y'all's view is like on this thing. It looks different to me. Trying to get y'all up close and personal like Chris was videoing. Okay, so now that it's coming to a slow simmer, just make sure you got you some baking soda handy and some vanilla, all right? Because once it cooks and it gets to the right temperature, what is on my, I guess that's butter. Once it starts to boil like this, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, okay? Now, what you're wanting it to do is turn golden in color, and you want it to make a string, and of course it's not doing that yet. So you gotta cook it for a few minutes. Probably a good 3 minutes. You can sit here and stir it, or you don't have to sit here and stir it. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. So we got some time to kill. Just a couple of minutes. All right? So while we got a couple of minutes, I guess I could show you guys that I've got a little water in a jar right here. I took it out of the refrigerator so it's cold. It's actually condensated. I guess y'all can hear me. I can't see the comments on this when I'm streaming. Okay. So I've got water right here. We'll drop the candy down in the water and see if it's getting hard, all right? But you can tell by your spoon. I just tell you to use a spoon and pick it up and let it drizzle. And once it starts to spin, a thread is what I call it. Once it starts to spin a thread, which means that the candy falling off the spoon is making strings because it's turning into hard candy. That's what that means. Now, you will start smelling the peanuts parching. You really will. So I'm going to start stirring it so that the peanuts don't get burnt on the bottom. Don't that look good, y'all? Looks good to me. Looks good to me. I guess y'all can see good. Boy, it's good stuff. Now, you're going to watch it. See how white looking it looks? When it starts to turn to candy, it's going to start turning a golden color. The same thing's going to happen in the microwave. So if you're making this in the microwave, you got to parch your peanuts first, because the microwave does not cook the peanuts like the stovetop does. Okay? So in the microwave, you parch them first before you add them. And then once it starts turning golden, you want to start checking it to see if it's spinning a thread, and it's not at this point. But you'll also start to smell those peanuts cooking. And that's how you know it's getting really close. See, it's not even close to spinning a thread. We still got another minute. Another minute. I hate to take y'all off of the view because I want you to see how it turns golden. because when it starts doing it, it does it pretty quick. It's already starting to turn a little bit. Starting to turn a little bit. So if we dropped it in this water, let's just see what it would look like if we dropped it in the water right quick. Can y'all see the water? So it's going to the bottom. Let me reach down in there. I can't reach down in there. Let me get a spoon. I gotta be careful on burning. Yeah, it's not quite there. All right, see how it's turning brown? Now we're gonna turn it off. See, I've outstepped away and messed up. There it is, it's done. I can tell by the color of it. See how pretty it looks? Now, what I don't like about the kind that you buy out in the store is that theirs is never brown. It's always real light in color, and it don't taste as good as it does when it's brown. This is baking soda going in. I'm gonna pull this off the eye, y'all, because I don't want it to get too hot. So let me just pull y'all up a little bit. So I added the baking soda. Now we're gonna add you gotta make sure you stir that baking soda up good in there, okay? Now we're gonna add the vanilla. It's brown, that's the way I like it. Add you some vanilla in there, and then we're gonna pour it up. All right, let's pour it up. Woo! We gotta hurry. About got it too brown, didn't we? But the browner it is, really, the better it is. To me, because it's more butterscotchy. You know what I mean? It's more caramely tasting. That's the way I like it. Now, some of y'all might like the really light peanut brittle, and if you do, you just have to cook it at a lower temperature so that it's going to come to a string while it's still really light in color. I'm going to be honest with you. To me, peanut brittle has so much more flavor when you brown it a little bit like this. It just tastes so good to me. I've actually made 2 batches. I've got them both brown because that's the way I like it. Now, if you don't like it brown, then you don't have to cook it till it's nice and brown. Just cook it till it threads. You can use a candy thermometer if you want to. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to break it up. Now, we're using my homemade counter right here, right now. This is some I made earlier. So it's nice and hard. So you're just going to break it up. Just like that. So it's just going to come to room temperature, and when it does, you can just break it and eat it. Now, I cannot hardly stay out of peanut brittle. I really can't. Let's see if this is as brown as that is. I think it just about is the same. This is a little bit lighter, but not much. Let me wipe off my fingers. Lord, I didn't bring my microphone over here with me. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. What a fiasco without my husband. Y'all, Chris has left and went to his mom and dad's to help them because his daddy had open heart surgery. So I'm by myself trying to do this. I tried to use a service so that I could go Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I've got a microphone that I don't typically use. So I'm having to move it around with me, and it's just been crazy. So I appreciate your patience, waiting on the kitchen to get finished. We still don't have this countertop. They're supposed to install our kitchen counter where our sink and stuff goes on Friday, and then I'll have my real kitchen back. I cannot wait. All right? Now, let me show y'all this on the spoon. Look at this on the spoon. The one we just made. That's what spinning the thread is. You can see it looks like a hair, and it's candy. It's actual candy. And once it starts to do that, you know it's going to set up and be hard like candy. There's nothing better than homemade peanut brittle. And y'all, if you buy it at the store and you like it, boy, it's so much better when you make it at home. It's so good. Good and buttery. Nice and crunchy. Now, make sure if you make our caramel corn or our peanut brittle that you use baking soda, because baking soda mixes in the candy and forms these tiny little bubbles so that when you chew it, it'll actually crumble. Otherwise, it's going to be like a hard sucker and it's harder on your teeth, okay? You can see the peanuts are nice and parched. It's just delicious. Perfect to me. Absolutely perfect. You can get you some little bags and fix people gifts of peanut brittle. What I like about peanut brittle compared to cookies, handing out cookies for the holidays, many people try to mix them up, different kinds. And then by the time you get them, the moisture from one cookie is in the other cookie. In other words, to me, they mess up each other. You know what I mean? Together in a thing. The cookies don't complement each other sometimes. But when you give them peanut brittle, everybody's going to be happy, right? Y'all have a wonderful night. And that's all there is to it, making peanut brittle. It takes a cup of sugar, a half cup of syrup, a stick of butter, some vanilla, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. That's all there is to it. You can make it in the microwave or you can make it on the stove top. But like I said, if you make it in the microwave, make sure you parch your peanuts first, because a microwave does not parch the peanuts. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night, and we thank you for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. Y'all come back and see us, please. See you next time. Bye, love ya.